Each piece on display at the Currier Museum of Art tells a story. This exhibit celebrates 30 years of fine furniture craftsmanship in New Hampshire.
I think the Currier is a perfect place for this because the Currier has collected New Hampshire and New England furniture and decorative arts for its entire life.
Richard Odell of Wolfboro has been creating fine furniture for over 20 years. The goal of the Furniture Masters is to promote and preserve the legacy of furniture making in New England. The Currier exhibit embraces the past 3 decades, and the exhibit is accompanied by a beautifully illustrated coffee table book.
It's a professional organization, so it's people who do this for a living. And you have to have done it for a period of time. And then you have to have a design aesthetic that really is a signature of your own work.
Artist Leah Woods specializes in one-of-a-kind furniture and sculptures. In her small garage studio in Dover, Leah's creative magic takes hold. She molds, shapes, and presses wood, transforming the pieces into colorful art installations. This finished piece is now at the Currier, hanging on the wall. It was inspired by her love of gardening.
For each one of these different curves, a different mold makes them. As I've been working and watching things grow, I've just had this idea in my head of the different shapes that things take as they nestle together and how do things emerge.
As Leah carefully places each piece of painted wood, the colors and shapes begin to form.
From this rectangle, that's when I'll cut shapes out.
Leah uses a process known as bent lamination, a technique that involves gluing thin pieces of wood to create a curved shape. Leah says experimenting with her work is half the fun.
That's what keeps me really interested in making work, is essentially the question of, can I make it happen? Can I put those shapes in that way with that color together and have it be something that feels interesting to me?
Artist and designer Lynn Szysmanski says her work is more poetic than practical. For the Currier exhibit, Lynn created a table inspired by her hometown of Buffalo, New York.
The title of this piece is called Kensington, and it's named after the Kensington Expressway, which is a highway that goes through Buffalo. The roads and the buildings and the parks that we create tend to influence how we interact with each other in the same way that, bottles and bowls and other inanimate objects relate to each other in a still life.
Lynn says she finds beauty in imperfection, though we are hard-pressed to find any flaws in her final piece on display at the Currier.
To show in a museum is sort of a very high-level compliment. I've been doing this for over 30 years, so to get to finally show in a museum, I think is really special.
Wood sculptor and furniture artist Jeff Cooper finds nature often guides his creative process.
The life as a furniture maker and an artist at the same time is that everything is always different. You're constantly doing things that have never been done before.
His work is commissioned around the country in children's museums, hospitals, and libraries. His whimsical animals, especially bears, designed to encourage viewers to connect with nature.
To be in such a special show, and Furniture Masters, of course, as you know, is a pretty special organization. So, yeah, this is very exciting.
And Anastasia Kiniopoulos says the exhibition is drawing new visitors to the museum.
The Furniture Masters continue that incredible tradition of craft, of absolutely immaculately designed objects, and we're just incredibly proud to have them living and working here among us.